Hello everyone, this is Buddha Zen Wisdom. We accompany you every day. How to retire alone after 60. Insights from someone who has been there, 5 key experiences. Ensure a worry-free old age. In today's society, retirement is a heavy topic. When both spouses are alive, having someone to accompany and support each other is comforting. However, life is often not as beautiful as we imagine. As we walk through life, we may end up alone. When one reaches old age alone, how to retire becomes a thorny issue many single seniors must confront. At 60, I am no exception. Seeing many lonely elderly people living in despair around me, I feel it is essential to plan for my retirement life in advance. If one has no foresight, there will surely be immediate worries. While we still have the ability, we must prepare for the future, ensuring that our old age is lived with quality and dignity. 1. Maintain a good mindset. Retirement is a personal matter, and should not depend on others. To be honest, in the first few years after retirement, I felt anxious about my future life, even fearful and worried. I have a son, but we are not close. When I divorced, I didn't obtain custody. And his father, having grievances against me, didn't allow my son to have much contact with me. After my son grew up, we met more often. But because he is a boy, even when we sat together for a meal, there was little to talk about, leading to emotional estrangement. Thus, I know that in my old age, I cannot rely on my son for support. After all, I have contributed too little to him. I have a younger brother, and he has 2 sons. But I surely can't count on my nephews. In my mother's words, my brother may not even be able to take care of himself in the future. I am well aware that retirement is my own responsibility. I cannot depend on my son, and even less so on a partner acquired later in life. Moreover, I have never planned to remarry. Even if I were to remarry, it wouldn't help. A late-life marriage is often a partnership of convenience. If there is no longer any value in that relationship, one can easily be cast aside. I have seen too many examples of this around me. My own aunt is a bloody lesson. When my aunt was 40, her first husband passed away. She left her daughter behind and remarried, helping her second husband raise his 2 children to adulthood. When my aunt was 68, her second husband died, and his 2 children found a reason to kick my aunt out. Strong-willed, my aunt had nowhere to go. Her daughter married far away, and lost contact with her. She was so angry that she fell ill and passed away shortly after. When women are young, if they have the opportunity, they should never abandon their own children, even if they cannot rely on them for retirement. Having them in their lives gives a sense of hope and security. I am content with the current distant yet not entirely estranged relationship I have with my son. I do not plan to burden him. After the initial anxiety and worry, I began to face the issue of retirement with a positive mindset. Firstly, I told myself that retirement does not mean the end of everything, but the beginning of a different way of life. I must learn to enjoy every stage of life. In my old age, I can pursue my interests and hobbies more freely, travel, read, and make new friends, enriching my life and making it more colorful. Now I write and travel, and my life is fulfilling. 2. Prepare sufficient retirement funds. To ensure a worry-free life in old age, one must have money. Money is the guarantee for a good retirement. Otherwise, even if one lives to a ripe old age, life could be miserable and of poor quality. After my divorce, due to a lack of security in life, I became very focused on making and saving money. In addition to my regular job, I also started side hustles, doing things like e-commerce and insurance. Over the years, I have increasingly realized the importance of money for a single woman. Having financial independence gives courage in youth to weather storms. And in old age, having sufficient retirement funds provides the confidence to withstand hardships. After both my parents fell seriously ill, I realized that the tens of thousands I saved could not withstand one major illness. It could be wiped out in an instant. Thus, I divided my money into several portions and placed them in different baskets. For major illness insurance, fixed-term savings, and regular savings. I also bought retirement insurance for myself. But I resolutely do not invest, trade stocks, or buy funds that I do not understand. It is not easy for ordinary people to earn money. I would rather take a loss than let myself be taken advantage of. At the same time, I found another job. Cooking for children in a tutoring center. Earning 80 yuan a day, which amounts to 2,400 yuan a month. This is enough for my living expenses. I use the salary from my new job to support myself and save my retirement pension. I don't touch my saved retirement funds, ensuring that even if I get seriously ill in the future, I can afford treatment without draining my savings. If I become unable to move in old age, I can use that money to hire a caregiver or enter a nursing home. Lonely seniors must have money in hand. Financial independence is the foundation and guarantee of our retirement life. 3. Have a retirement nest. Living and traveling should be convenient. At first, I rented a place alone. To save on rent, I rented a 7th-floor attic. After a few years, I saved a bit of money and considered buying a house. At that time, my family didn't understand. Why would a woman buy a house? It would be better to find a wealthy man. If married, you would have everything. When I made up my mind to buy, my family suggested I get a new, big apartment in a nice area. A higher floor unit with an elevator. I ignored all their suggestions. I bought a small, old, and run-down first-floor unit. 70 square meters, with a small courtyard of a few dozen square meters. I initially paid half of the down payment. 5 years later, I paid off the mortgage. Now I own my retirement home outright, with no debt. The key is that the market is right around the corner, making grocery shopping convenient. There's a park diagonally across, perfect for leisurely walks. The hospital and large supermarket are just a 10-minute walk from my home. Because I live in the city center, the roads are wide and transportation is convenient. Even though the first floor is a bit damp and dark, I can always return home at any age, without climbing stairs. Moreover, I have a small courtyard, where I can grow flowers and vegetables for self-sufficiency. What does it matter if the community is a bit shabby and old? It is suitable for retirement living. And the price is cheap. When I am old and can no longer take care of myself, I do not wish to go to a nursing home. Because I have my own house, I can age at home, signing agreements with some elderly care agencies to require in-home services. 4. Focus on health. To live with dignity in old age. Health is a prerequisite for enjoying life in retirement. As a single woman, I pay great attention to managing my health. For many years, I have maintained regular sleeping and eating habits, and persist in moderate exercise. I do not become careless or lazy just because I live alone. Additionally, I regularly undergo physical examinations and health checks. I am not like some elderly people who endure minor ailments without seeing a doctor. Whenever I feel unwell, I go to see a doctor. I do not hesitate or fear being a bother. In old age, one's health is paramount. Especially for single women. Without anyone to care for you, you must treat yourself well. To prevent dementia. I also read and write regularly, exercising my mind. To keep my brain from rusting and malfunctioning. Although I strive to maintain my health. Hoping to live without illness until the end. I understand that I can only do my best. The future is unpredictable as no one knows how they will leave this world. I only endeavor to ensure that my old age is lived with quality and dignity. Leaving this world in a graceful manner. 5. Make arrangements for the future. To prepare for unexpected events. In recent years, I have frequently seen reports of lonely seniors who passed away in their homes, only to be discovered long after. These stories leave me shaken. I fear that one day, similar events may happen to me. 2. Ensure that I can be found in time. I have made arrangements for my funeral. I found a reliable funeral home. I pre-purchased some basic services. Like a coffin, a burial plot, and some necessary materials. The rest of my money is used for personal affairs. While I still have the ability, I can leave behind a will for my son. He is the only one who can decide on my last wishes. But I am determined to leave no burden to him. I only wish to ensure that when I leave, the arrangements are already made. And he will not have to bear the hassle. This way, he can grieve at his own pace. Without worrying about other matters. Retirement should be a warm and peaceful period. Not one that is lonely and sad. No matter how difficult the past has been. Today is a good day. Let us live happily. For tomorrow will be better. Today's good luck will surely accompany you to a better future.